Very proud to produce this big German reunification flag, and we give it as a gift to the Senate of Berlin.
This will no longer be the flag of West Germany. It will be the flag for all of Germany. The unification process actually began last November 9th, when the Berlin Wall came tumbling down. Now the two countries will formally join, but it hasn't been very easy. For instance, here they are printing new maps for the city of Berlin, minus the wall. It takes some getting used to.
Some months ago there was a wall exactly on this standing, and now it's through the way, and this is great to look.
And this no longer divided city is where the festivities will take place.
Berlin is the place that represents German history, the bad parts of German history, and the good parts of German history as well.
T-shirts are ready to mark the historic occasion. Einheit, unity. It is here at the former German parliament, the Reichstag, that the unity ceremonies will take place. As the clock strikes midnight and October 3rd begins, the flag will be raised and Germany will become one. Some nations have expressed concerns about this new country, but most Germans are in a festive mood and don't want anyone to spoil their party. Still, there are fringe groups intent on doing just that. Police security is tight. Already there have been clashes during demonstrations. A year ago, this scene would have been unimaginable. East and West Berlin police working shoulder to shoulder. They want to make sure the unification ceremony will not be disrupted. A replica of the Liberty Bell will be rung to mark the moment of unity. After 41 years, there will be one flag and one country.
Decisions about whose troops are on its territory, and the signing of this document here in New York today represents the relinquishing of those powers by the post-World War II allies. The Soviet Union and the United States spearheaded the negotiations on these documents, and the negotiations have been underway for many months now. This moment is a very happy one for West German Foreign Minister Hans-Dietrich Genscher, who is smiling broadly here this afternoon. It is largely through his diplomatic efforts that the details of German unification have been worked out, the process by which East and West Germany will become one. Interestingly, this is the last time on the world stage when East Germany will have full diplomatic representation in an event of this sort. And it is also interesting that East Germany was unable to to appear at this event with a foreign minister. They don't have a foreign minister right now. No one has taken the position since the resignation of the last one, knowing, of course, that in a matter of hours now, East Germany will cease to exist and become a part of West Germany, a part of a unified Germany. Douglas Hurd, the British Foreign Secretary, the last to sign the document, which will then be placed between Secretary of State James Baker and Soviet Foreign Minister Eduard Shevardnadze, symbolizing the completion of East meeting West. A small round of applause here in New York as these technicalities are completed. And as of this moment, the several thousand troops who are stationed in Berlin, the sectoring, the division of Berlin, the stationing of those troops by the other allies is now only at the invitation of Germany, no longer something which the powers, the Allied powers, can impose upon Germany.
Ralph, despite the obvious excitement at this particular event, what about some of the concern? We were talking earlier about Margaret Thatcher's concern about a very strong Germany and her apparently adamant position that it not take a seat on the UN Security Council. What about these feelings?
There's no question there is a lot of concern around the world, particularly in Central Europe, about the power, both economic and political, of a unified Germany. And Hans-Dietrich Genscher, as foreign minister of soon-to-be unified Germany, can feel that power now. He knows he's a respected individual whose views must be taken into account. And people are worried about that, but nonetheless, there's very little that the rest of the world can do to stand in the way of German unification. It's on its way. It's already happened economically and is about to happen politically, and the rest of the world simply must accommodate it. Catherine?
Let me also ask you, with the propositions for the Conference on Security and Cooperation in Europe, there seems to be promotion of a new European organization with, of course, many states, including Germany. Will this new organization possibly replace NATO and the Warsaw Pact?
I think it's very unlikely that that organization would replace NATO. The United States doesn't want it to replace NATO. It wants it to be a supplementary organization whose purpose is largely intended to be a kind of welcome mat for East European nations, a place where East European nations who are abandoning the Warsaw Pact right now, in droves to some extent, will have a place for them to go where they can negotiate with the West, where they can take part in both military and political decisions about the future of Europe. And in fact, many of the institutions of this new organization, the CSCE in Europe, are to be located in Eastern Europe. In Prague, Czechoslovakia is where it is to be headquartered, for example. There's to be a conflict prevention center, which will be located somewhere else in Eastern Europe. So the point is to integrate Eastern Europe, give them a way, a place to come home to, a place to come in out of the rain, now that the Warsaw Pact is dissolving.
Thank you, Ralph. Ralph Begleiter, live at the historic signing ceremony in New York. Patrick?
Still to come, a tiny remote-control model airplane tangles with the massive Goodyear blimp and wins.